Hi everyone, this is Brett with Golf Simulator Guys, and what you're watching right now was a live stream that we did. This is a cut up. It was about a 2-hour stream. Thanks to everyone for coming in and contributing through chats, through Discord, through Twitch itself, and some guys even just texted me directly. So thank you so much for that, and thank you to the gentleman who wrote the article directly after the stream was done. I will put a link in the description below for that. So let me go ahead and give a brief description of what the Uneekor is. It is a new overhead camera system that is a dual track, tracks the club and the ball, and yes, it does measure spin. It does require marked balls. At some point in time, it's my understanding that they will write some algorithms that will not require mark balls, but at that point spin will be calculated, so you'll lose a little bit of accuracy with that. Right here is a driving range feature. We're going to go from the driving range. We'll go to course practice, where you can do in-round practice from the course, and then we'll have a look at some pitching, and then some guys wanted to see some flop shots and see the spins on some flop shots, and then we'll move to putting, and then we will go to their separate software, which is what they refer to as their club fitting software, which it's a great place to practice as well. So we'll kind of look at everything and give some opinions about everything. In the club fitting software, once we get there, I actually have two playback cameras. One, you'll actually see my swing, which isn't pretty, of course, and then on the other camera, I actually have pointed at a GC2, so everybody can kind of look at the numbers in the software itself versus what the GC2 is reading, and most of us really have a lot of confidence in Foresight's products, and a lot of people use that as a standard to compare against. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of look at a few shots here on the driving range, and then we will go ahead and move into course play. And we're back at the menu. Let you guys take a quick look at the menu system, and then we will go to some course practice. And here's a variety of courses. I think they're all replicas of Korean courses, and there is a variety of things that you can adjust, as you can see here. You can adjust green speeds, hole location, a balance plate, which is very popular in Korea but not necessarily in the United States. It does have a limit on mulligans of 5. I really didn't understand that. Kind of wish there was an unlimited mulligan. And then you can turn on other things such as swing video capture. Also, another thing that I didn't like was the fact that you couldn't turn wind completely off. I'd like to be able to turn wind completely off. In my league, we just don't play with it at all. So that was probably the one thing in settings that I didn't like, other than the mulligans. But nothing too disappointing, to be honest with you. Everything looks pretty good here. As we're getting started, one thing I did like about this in-round practice was the fact that if you look over here in the bottom right, there is a flag with a circle around it and a ball with a circle around it. And what that allows you to do is either play practice the whole hole from start to finish. So if you hit the flag with the circle around it, you would play the whole hole from start to finish. And then with the ball with the circle around it, you would just repeat the same shot over and over. And then if you look up in the mini map, you can actually just click on the mini map and then drop the ball anywhere on that mini map, and then you're hitting that shot. So a lot of guys like that feature. Some software doesn't have that, but this does, and it's fantastic. It allows you just to drop the ball anywhere and practice any shot. This is a driving range feature where you can go into the range and set up particular approach shot distances, and some of the guys wanted to see me hit some flop shots to check the spin numbers. So I set up on a 30-yard wedge shot, and the spin numbers look really good. From the driving range, we came over to the putting green, and we really enjoyed the putting. We can't find anything wrong with it. We really like the fact that it has an overhead cam, and not only does it do a full swing, that you can look at your putting stroke as well to kind of make sure everything is working well in your putting stroke, and also to kind of see if the sim is reading it correctly, and we found no problems whatsoever. Once we left the play software, we came over to the club fitting software, and what I did was, for the stream, I actually took one of the playback cams and pointed it at the GC2 so everyone can have a look at the GC2 numbers versus the Uneekor numbers. And what we found was that ball speed, launch angle, and backspin were virtually identical to the GC2. The numbers that were slightly different than the GC2 was side spin. It seemed that the Uneekor understated side spin relative to the GC2, but it was brought to my attention in an article afterwards that a lot of people feel that side spin is actually overstated in the GC2, and also that even the difference between the two was really negligible. It doesn't make that much difference in the ball flight. The number that we did find a significant difference was carry, and we found that the carry was consistently about 4 to 5 yards short of the GC2. So it is concerning, but not at the same time, because carry is not measured, it's calculated. And to fix carry, they just have to go in and change their algorithms, and if they choose to. But of course, this hardware is being paired with other software, and those carry distances will be more in line with what you're used to playing the software, the golf club, E6 Connect. It'll just take the raw data and put it in there, and then they will actually come up with their own carry distances. So the fact that the carry is off is concerning, but not concerning at the same time. Some of the other things that I probably should discuss, one of the guys was concerned about the no reads, and it really wasn't the simulator's fault. It was actually my fault, because I was actually instructed, hey, you do have to wait just a smidge after they green light you to hit before you hit. And they're going to fix that. They told me that so as soon as they green light you to hit, that you can actually hit. But I consistently kind of hit pretty quickly, and then that caused a no read. A couple of the other things that they're going to go ahead and fix, for starters, there is no mouse aiming. There's just keyboard aiming, and that's because they consistently use auto T, and then they use like a pedal system for their aiming in Korea. Here in the United States, we generally don't do that, so we need mouse aiming. So they're going to add mouse aiming. It was my belief, I think possibly even auto align putt. Another issue was that since they do use auto T often in Korea, that the camera is at a different place. You actually have to put the ball in a different place from where you tee versus where you hit your iron shots. So the iron shots would be kind of a few inches closer to you compared to where you would place the tee. Since we don't use auto tee in the United States, they said they're going to fix that, so we will actually tee from one spot. All in all, we're giving this a thumbs up. It was fantastic. I'm going to let this video run for a bit, let you guys kind of look at the numbers, kind of shut it off when you want, but I do want to thank everybody for participating. Thank you for the article written there. Once again, there is a link in the description below. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to contact us at golfsimilarguys.com, and thank you very much.